So right here is my book. I wrote a book. Yep, I did. It's crazy to think. Um, this book was written about 3 years ago, and it's called Mind Strength for Women. And it's how to go from feeling insecure, judged, and not good enough to getting the body, relationships, and the life you want and become sexy confident. And I was looking through it today. Sometimes it's good to be reminded of things, right? And I feel like I've got this confidence balloon that's been floating around lately, and there's going to be moments where you feel like it's going to get popped with something that's either said to you or done to you, thoughts that you're having in your mind, and it just gets popped and it deflates. But then there's also opportunities where it can be inflated again, of course. Anyway, I was thinking about that concept, confidence, and in my book, I talk about this term that I came up with, sexy confidence. And so I have this question for you. What does it take to jumpstart you back onto the path, believing that you can create the life, body, relationships you want? How do you get to the point where you believe that you actually deserve the life that you've dreamed of? And so I felt like through this experience of me understanding these things I identified 4 parts on my path to confidence that allowed me to change those things. And part 1, I said, do you decide what you really want and set goals? Recently it's brand new year, of course, and you're thinking about the goals that you have set in your mind. And I've been reading the book, The 5-Second Rule, and it's by Mel Robbins. Love that girl so much. And she talks a lot about these goals, but it's a matter of choice, let's decide. And she has this countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you just go do it. And you take the little step that will progress you forward to getting you closer to what that goal is. And I felt like I've kind of done that with this new adventure that I'm on, of educating women about their sexual health. And it kind of ties a lot with what I've kind of done in the past. And so I think it's pretty exciting. My part 2, though, identify daily practices to support you in creating that belief. So you've got to put yourself in a place where your mind and your body and your spirit's somewhat connected to have those beliefs that, yeah, you can do these things. And part 3, recognize your blessings and what you already do well. And that's, of course, where gratitude comes into play. It's important to go through these things. And mind you, I've had a rough year since I've had my baby, 1.5 years, I guess. I'm just trying to get back on the path again. And so it's always good to be reminded of the words I actually wrote to myself. Because I really did write this for myself. I wrote this book because I had this belief that I wasn't a good writer. And I want to challenge that belief. And so I wrote this book about my story, about what I've learned. And it's been, once again, after I had the baby, I resisted turning to it because I already knew the tools. I already knew what I needed to do, but I was just creating that resistance because I just wanted to wallow in my self-pity, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so it's been nice to kind of go through these steps about thinking about confidence and what confidence really means to me. And then the last part, for choose daily actions to support you in growing. So one thing that I was really good at in the past, I would wake up and work out at 5 in the morning. And a word always came into mind every time I woke up in the morning, and that word was commit. And so I made that commitment to myself to get up every morning. And I found that with this new concept of the 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's the same thing. I'm laying in bed, I don't want to get up, but if I do a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I just get up. There's some, and Mel Robbins talks about in her book, there's this connection when you do a countdown. Because if you count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can just keep counting and counting and counting forever. But once you reach 1, there's nowhere else for you to go. So, anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. Just something that I've learned about myself, especially more recently, and reconnecting with myself to be able to get back to that place where I was 3 years ago. So, anyway, hopefully that helps somebody out there. So, anyway.